Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Ito Jayam Udirayet Nasaparishu Avareshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevatam Bhagavaduttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Shrinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanam Kriyansto Hibadrani Vidunoti Suritsitam. So we're reading from the 10th canto, chapter 85. Lord Krishna instructs Vasudeva. And we're here with Bali Maharaj as the great fortune, Krishna and Balaram. They've appeared. So, very interesting. We'll talk a little bit about that in the class. So, text 45. Tana prasīda nirapekṣa-vimṛgya-yuṣmat. Pādāravinda-dhiṣaṇānya-gṛhāndha-kūpāt. Niṣkramya viśva-śaraṇāṅghry-upalabdha-vṛttiḥ. śānto yathaika uta sarva-sakhaiś carāmi. Tana prasīda nirapekṣa-vimṛgya-yuṣmat. pādāravinda-dhiṣaṇānya-gṛhāndha-kūpāt. niṣkramya viśva-śaraṇāṅghry-upalabdha-vṛttiḥ. śānto yathaika uta sarva-sakhaiś carāmi. Tana prasīda nirapekṣa-vimṛgya-yuṣmat. pādāravinda-dhiṣaṇānya-gṛhāndha-kūpāt. niṣkramya viśva-śaraṇāṅghry-upalabdha-vṛttiḥ. śānto yathaika uta sarva-sakhaiś carāmi. One of the senior devotees, the men. Tana prasīda nirapekṣa-vimṛgya-yuṣmat. aravinda-dhiṣaṇānya-gṛhāndha-kūpāt. kama viśva-śaraṇāṅghry-upalabdha-vṛttiḥ. to yathaika uta sarva-sakhaiś carāmi. Tana prasīda nirapekṣa-vimṛgya-yuṣmat. pādāravinda-dhiṣaṇānya-gṛhāndha-kūpāt. niṣkramya viśva-śaraṇāṅghry-upalabdha-vṛttiḥ. śānto yathaika uta sarva-sakhaiś. Vaishnavis. Tana prasīda nirapekṣa-vimṛgya-yuṣmat. pādāravinda-dhiṣaṇānya-gṛhāndha-kūpāt. Niṣkramya viśva-śaraṇāṅghry-upalabdha-vṛttiḥ. Tanna prasīda nirapekṣa-vimṛgya-yuṣmat. pādāravinda-dhiṣaṇānya-gṛhāndha-kūpāt. Carāmi viśva-śaraṇāṅghry-upalabdha-vṛttiḥ. The word for word. Tat, in such a way, na, to us. Prasīda, please be merciful. Nirapekṣa, by those who have no material motives. Vimṛgya, search for. Yuṣmat, your. Pāda, then the feet. Aravinda, lotus. dhiṣaṇa, shelter. Anya, other. gṛha, from the home. Andha, blind. Kūpāt, which is a well. Niṣkramya, going out. Viśva, to the whole world. śaraṇa, of those who are helpful. The trees. Aṅghri, at the feet. Upalabdha, obtained. Vṛttiḥ, whose livelihood. Śāntaḥ, peacefully. Yathā, as. Ekaḥ, alone. Uta, or else. Sarva, of everyone. Sakhaiḥ, with the friends. carāmi, I may wonder. Translation by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Please be merciful to me, so I may get out of the blind well of family life. My false home, and find the true shelter of your lotus feet, which selfless sages always seek. Then, either alone or in the company of great saints, who are the friends of everyone, I may wander freely, finding life's necessities at the feet of the universal charitable trees. Purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti states that in response to Bali's prayers, Sri Krishna invited him to choose some benediction. And in this verse, Bali submits his request. Bali begs to be relieved of the entanglement of material life, so he will be free to leave home and wander in the wilderness with only the Lord's lotus feet as his shelter. For his subsistence, Bali proposes, he will take help from the forest trees, at whose feet are fruits to eat, and leaves to sleep on, for all to use as needed. And if the Lord is especially merciful to him, Bali hopes he will not have to wander alone, but will be allowed to travel in the company of all the Lord Krishna's devotees. Om Jnana-timirandjasa Gananjanam-shalakaya Chakshulinitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Vanchakapaturvyaścha kripasindubhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shvasati Gaura Bhakta-vṛnda. Let us render. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So very, very nice verse here, and some very pertinent philosophical points and practical points which we can apply in our own lives. But before we get into those points, I want to talk a little bit more about this scene that's here. There's so many interesting things in this pastime. In particular, Bali Maharaj, he has his leelas with Vamanadeva, right? Very nice pastime. Still, somehow or another, he gets to participate in these pastimes with Krishna and Balaram. So Krishna and Balaram, we see that actually, we always say Lord Chaitanya is very merciful, right? Chaitanya and Nityananda, so much mercy. But Krishna also, he's very merciful. This pastime, of course, is attached to, coming from Devaki wanting to see her children, which was discussed in some of the classes. And before that, Krishna's teacher, Sandipani Muni, he also, I want my sons back. You're the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You owe me dakshin. Come on, give me my sons. So, in the course of that pastime even, Krishna winds up going into hell. He went to Yamaraj because he knew, Yamaraj took your sons. Okay, so just have Yamaraj breed them. Why go down to that horrible place? It is the most horrible place in the material world. So you read the 5th canto, all that suffering going on down there. And Krishna personally goes down there. What is the result of that? Everybody in hell was liberated from their suffering immediately. How much mercy is that, huh? That's not his key pastime. His pastime is to show us, to display the pastimes of Goloka Vrindavan, so that, especially us in Kali Yuga, we can read these and relish these, that we don't have to, look at all these carāmi movies and things. We can just get absorbed in all these pastimes and the intricacies of them. And this way, not only these pastimes are extraordinary materially, but you also awaken spiritually. So Krishna and Balaram are extending that mercy to Bali Maharaj. He's already had his wonderful pastime, And actually, Bali Maharaj, imagine, Bali Maharaj appeared in the beginning of Treta Yuga. Krishna appeared at the end of Dwapara Yuga. That's a long time, isn't it? Dwapara Yuga is about 864,000 years. And Treta Yuga is 1,296,000, like 12 lakhs years. So that means Bali Maharaj is about 2,160,000 years old in earth years. Of course, he's the Lord of the lower planetary system. So, the time difference is not like we have here, but still. From Bali to Krishna, Parshuram came, Ramchandra came. You see, all these other things occurred. Still, Ramchandra doesn't, Ramchandra has a little pastime. Yeah, thank you. It's a little bit vibrating. Not loud enough? I hear this echo, that's why I pushed it back. Is it okay? You can hear me? Okay. Closer. How's that better? Okay. Hare Krishna. I'm a bit shy, so I always push back. So, yes, Krishna and Balaram, in order to bring back those sons, they appeared with their mystic power in front of Bali. They didn't go through the front door. Vamanadeva was there. That would have been interesting if they went that way instead. But anyway, they appeared. And as we know, Bali Maharaj, as a service to Vamanadeva, he accepted this responsibility of being the king of the demons. You know, like some of us, we all have to work and maintain ourselves, right? It would be very nice if you could work with just devotees. We're not that big yet. In the future, there'll be more devotees and you'll just work for devotees. But right now you have to work with the demons. And you may even think sometimes, you know, oh, I'm not doing Krishna consciousness. I'm working with these carāmis. We'll talk about that later. But you are. You just have to have the proper consciousness. That's why we say Krishna consciousness. We're not Krishna conscious enough to see that. So, because even Bali at that time, when Vamana, he tricked him. But he recognized he was tricking him. So he gave everything. And then in the end, he said, no, I want you to do this. You be king of these demons. I'm going to be your doorkeeper. So you could probably understand he did that because Vamanadeva wanted to have some pastimes also, right? Ravana, one time he came. He wanted to disrupt Bali Maharaj's sacrifice. And here's the little dwarf guarding the door. You know, Ravana, what is this? I'm going to go in there and stop this. He didn't realize he's the supreme person of Godhead. So with his big toe, one kick, 80,000 miles away, Ravana went. He didn't come back. So Krishna and Balaram are standing there. And immediately, because Bali Maharaj, he's in mood of servitorship, he begins to address them. Namo Nataya Brihate, to Lord Balaram. Ananta, the unlimited Lord. In Krishna, he says, Namaha Krishnaya Vedase. Krishna, he's the creator of the universe. So Dasa Prem is easy for us to understand. And in the process of our elevating a devotional service, we are also worshiping in this way. Like we have Radha Shyamasundar, Krishna Balaram, Gaura here. We don't approach them in a personal way. When we offer obeisances, what do you offer? You chant your Guru pranams, don't you? You say, humble. I am not qualified to approach Krishna, but my Guru Maharaj is. I am his servant. Now I bow down in front of them. You see, awe and reverence. We need to understand that first before you try to jump to, oh, Krishna gopis, cowherd boys, all these things. Without the proper devotional mood, you won't taste that nectar that you want. We want to taste that, right? Say Haribol. But you have to be patient. Don't try to get it all at one time. You know, you have to. Prabhupada gives the example, like a woman gets married, she wants her child so bad, you have to wait, it's coming. Mm-hmm. So let us understand how to be a servant. That's difficult even. You see, the key to servant is Trinadapi, Sunichina, Tarodapi, Sahishuna, Amanina, Manina, Kirtana. Now you can chant Kirtana also. That's even difficult to understand. We can say it and we feel it, but when the opportunity comes, right? Oh, you don't talk to me like that. You see, we forget. So we have to practice. And then gradually as we get purified from chanting, if you're humble, tolerant, you can continue chanting while we make our mistakes in devotional service. You know, just like the little child trying to learn to walk. He's falling down, but he keeps going. You know, eventually he can dance in the kirtan. Haribol, Haribol. So this dasha prem is there, and for us that's more important than trying to get to these higher prems and understand them. And even within this lila, we see that Vasudeva and Devaki also, Practically, they're in dasya praying, but mixed with parental feelings. So at one point in their previous lives, they wanted a son like Krishna, right? Every mother would like a son like Krishna, wouldn't you? So they did austerities, and Vishnu appeared in front of them. What do you want? We want a son like you. There's no son like me. I'll be your son. So then he appears in the next pastime when they're Vasudeva and Devaki. And even then, he appeared as Vishnu. And immediately they're in awe and reverence. Oh, Supreme Person of Godhead, so many things are there. Gradually, the parental feelings begin to manifest. And Devaki begins to fear out of parental love. Oh, please, please, you have to hide. Kamsa is going to kill you. So he becomes two-armed foreign baby. Okay, so to protect me, then send me to Vrindavan. Nice trick. He didn't have to stay with them. Now he gets to go to Vrindavan. Send me to Nanda and Yasoda to swap the babies. The residents in Vrindavan, of course, there's no awe and reverence, not a pinch. As Maharaj mentioned in the class, how Yoga Maya, Mahamaya are there. Yoga Maya, to fulfill their desire to please Krishna, covers them. No ashraya bhav. They just see Krishna. He is my dear friend. He is my child. He is my lover. Uddhava was sent at one time to, well, externally he was sent to pacify them because Krishna, he has to, do his business in Mathura and come back. But also he wanted them to see. Uddhava is the greatest, outside of Vrindavan, Uddhava is the greatest devotee. Bhagavatamrita talks about that. But he hasn't witnessed this Vipralambha. So he goes there and he first visits Nanda Maharaj, his home, which is in disarray because Krishna's gone and they just can't do anything. And he thought, let me bring them back to life, right? Don't you know Krishna is the Supreme Person of Godhead? He's not your son. Garga Muni said such. And they just look at him. Why are you talking like this? We want Krishna. We don't care for this. Bring our Krishna back. So all these rasas and things that get to be displayed in all these pastimes, as we see here, from Bali Maharaj up to the residents of Vrindavan. So, but more to the philosophical points here and the practical points for us as householders. First of all, Bali Maharaj is one of the 12 Mahajans, and he is, they say, this shining example of devotional process called Atma Nivediyam. Give everything to the Lord. As we know, Vamana Dev, Krishna's very tricky. He always likes to be, some tricky con man, isn't it? So even as Vamana Dev, he disguises himself, but gradually he knows the Supreme Person of God, he's going to trick me. But he is of course, in Dasya praying, so he likes to follow rules and regulations. So what does that mean? You have to follow Guru's instruction. And what does Guru tell him? That's Vishnu. He's going to take everything. Don't give him anything. He's so surrendered, he even commit Guru aparat. And intelligent enough to recognize that also. That's a hard thing to recognize, So he gave up everything. And still Krishna says, all right, now you're going to accept me as your doorkeeper. You have to be king. So this Atma Nivediyam, actually the early days of ISKCON, when Prabhupada was physically present, I think unknowingly, we all practice that, right, Prabhu? You would join the temple. There was no householders. Everybody lived in the ashram. Even the married couples would come to the temple. The man would sleep with the brahmacharis, and the lady would sleep with the brahmacharinis. If she had small child, they'd sleep up there too. There was no outside. And you gave everything up. I think about that all the time. I don't know why I didn't think twice about it. Just gave it all up because, I got to surrender. Let's go back to Godhead. Let's serve. So you move in the temple. And then they also, where do you live? Oh, I'm about, maybe 50 miles away. Do you have more things at home? Yeah, well, let's go get them. They take a big truck, go to your house, collect as many things as they can, bring it back to the temple and sell it. Sell it all. Atman evadium, At least trying. We're not realizing it, but we feel inspired that way. Everything, give it all up for Krishna. Even this Detroit temple that was open in 1976, it was called the Fisher Mansion. Very opulent building. A whole class can be just about discussing that building. Anyone ever see Detroit temple? If you get a chance, you visit that place. You'll be amazed. Everything is teak wood, gold. Prabhupada's room with his shower has golden shower heads. So they want to buy that to make a temple. And fortunate for us, the neighborhood became very degraded. So they could buy it for a very low price. That property should be sold for, $20 million. But we got it for maybe like $300,000. So one of the devotees who joined, she had a savings, I believe, like of $160,000. Maybe that's like $1 million now. And Prabhupada needed the money. She told her, take it all. Gave every penny without hesitation. And Ambarish, she gave the remaining balance so they could get their property. So, of course, when you have Srila Prabhupada physically present like that, it's very clear he is such an exalted devotee. So I don't think, say for myself, I'm anything advanced, but it's easy to surrender. To serve like that. Actually, serving how we're serving now, that takes more devotion. You see, it's not perfect, but still I serve. You have to be devoted. That will make you devoted. That will make you develop the devotional qualities so that we can continue pleasing Krishna by fulfilling Prabhupada's mission. So in the beginning, it was, once you saw Prabhupada, how could you not surrender? You had to be I don't know how people could not do it. I don't know anyone who didn't do it. Over time, many may have left because if you get too familiar with Guru or the deities especially, Prabhupada said that the two most dangerous services are personal serving a Guru and pujari. Because in the beginning, you have a lot of awe and reverence, but over time, you might get too familiar and then you make an offense. So especially when you're on the altar, you always have to keep that mood. I am doing this on behalf of my Guru Maharaj. Actually, all the mantras we say, everything we do is like that. Before they begin the arti, you show the item to Prabhupada, and then you offer it. You see, I'm not approaching Krishna directly. I'm not qualified, right? It's practical. It's not, I may want to be. And even in the spiritual world, no one wants to approach Krishna directly, actually. They want Radharani and everyone else to approach Krishna. We'll assist you. Dasa, dasa, anudasa. And they're not lacking when you're in that mood either. It's not like you're missing out on something. Actually, you taste the ecstasy also. Like when Prabhupada visited the temples, I say this often, I remember that he'd walk in, the whole room becomes like Vaikuntha. You can feel his ecstasies, practically speaking, So you get to, by serving him, you also get to experience these things. So Bali Maharaj, in his prayer here, in the course of, this is, actually it's something we should learn to do, is to offer prayers. It's, I know for myself it's a little difficult. I keep thinking, why do you have to pray? Krishna's in my heart. He already knows. So why do I have to say it? Right? But actually the Lord, he is pleased with that. You see? Uttama shloka, he's like that. He likes. You see? And that gives us a chance to reveal and to show our feelings. So maybe we don't have a lot of love, but you can pray anyway. Or you take the prayers that are hereby given by the acharyas. We can use their prayers to express how we feel, what we want in terms of our devotional service. So he's praying here. He said, "You be merciful to me. Get me out of this blind well of family life." Because again, he has that service. He's got to manage the demons, right? Like we have our jobs. You have to go to the office. I worked for some time also. I remember having to go in there and you have to adjust your mind, right, to it. Because they all want to treat you like a carāmi, in a sense, Hi, well, did you see the football game? How did you think about that, Well, I was too busy. I never argued. I never tried to preach to them. I was busy doing other things. I didn't have time to watch the football game or anything. And you'll notice most of them, I remember most people, they can tell you're not like the other people. You may not realize that. We are devotees. You have a little, you're attractive also. Even with the little bit of devotion we may have or the great amount of devotion we have. People can tell. There's something about this person that's, and some, they may come forward and inquire. I had a few, they're curious sometimes, and especially in America, this is a while back when I was working, and you had to go to the company lunches and things like this. And I don't know what it's like in India, but in America, at that time, nobody vegetarian. So, why are you eating salad? Well, I have a different diet. I thought then maybe they don't ask anything more. And some would go, well, what is it? Oh, why you don't eat meat? All these things. So gradually, you give them a little bit. And some you'll find, they change. It's amazing, they do. They'll, especially in the West, you have to argue with them. They're thinking, if you don't eat meat, you'll die. Not so much now. Now the preaching has been going on. People are a little more elevated. But especially like when I joined, I read the books. I was at home. I didn't live near the temple. I told my mother, I'm not eating meat anymore. That's it. She's, are you crazy? You're going to die. I said, I don't care. I'm not going to do it. It's sinful. You shouldn't kill animals. And I was a big hunter. I love hunting and all these things. So she takes me to the doctor. The doctor, they have their pyramid of food. You have to eat this, this, and this. If you don't eat meat, this is going to happen to you. So I don't care. I'm not going to do it. I was 16 years old. So my mother said, fine, I'm not cooking any more vegetables. Anyways. Now everybody's like, I think most people are a little embarrassed to say they eat meat. Probably. But back then it was really, just imagine, just to understand that small thing, you should be compassionate. Because in the end, I would bring it to that. Why should you cause unnecessary pain when you don't have to? They don't even consider that, the suffering that the animal goes through, just so you can, that tastes so good. And really, the meat is not the main thing that make it taste good. It's all the other things you put on, the bread, the vegetables, the sauces. So I said, just take that part out. And you save money too. That says a win-win. Your health is better. Because they could see also, I always look so young to them, because we live a healthy lifestyle. Oh, you look so young. I said, yeah, because I don't eat meat. I don't drink alcohol. And therefore, I'm happy. You see, I'm happy all the time. I'm not disturbed. With your example, you can, you don't have to be so heavy, preachy. Krishna's God, you have to surrender to Krishna. Blah, 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 blah. You don't have to do that. Just use your example. You have to say anything. So, time is running short. I'm going to skip over some of these parts I wanted to talk about. I'll just stay on the point of this grihastra. So actually, Bali Maharaj, what he's talking here of griha. Griha life, where grihastra life means Krishna's at the center. You see? So in a grihastra house, you'll have your home, the grihastra sees the home as a temple, right? We're all families working, doing so many things. Why? Are we doing it just for pleasure like the griha? They're doing this all for sense gratification. It's my family, it's my home, it's my money, it's my enjoyment. You see? Mine, I. But you can never satisfy that. Bali Maharaj's great-grandfather, his grandfather is Prahlad, so his great-grandfather is Hiranyakasipu. He's actually the most successful griha in existence. He conquered the whole universe. The demigods are bowing at his feet. Matter of fact, he didn't even need them. He could do everything. He was so powerful. He didn't need the demigods. He was stopping all the jagas because he wants to make Vishnu weak so that maybe I can destroy him. And still, he wasn't happy. Had the whole universe, he's not happy. My son is not following me. So that shows what's the point in pursuing these things. Even if you get them, which that pastime shows, death is going to take it all away anyway. So why are we so attached? Well, ultimately, it's because they want to feel some happiness, they want to feel satisfied, but they don't realize that comes from connecting to Krishna, keeping Krishna at the center. So grihastra, they realize this, and they live in that way. Everything is there. They can have nice house, they can be poor house, you see. You can be Sudam Brahmin, your wife is skinny and have nothing to eat. Or you can be, like our Ambarish Prabhu, the grandson of Ford Motor Company founder. But they both can have the same satisfaction. It's not that his satisfaction is greater because he's got more money. That's what grihastras have to realize. Even Prabhupada, he was grihastra, doing his best to fulfill the order of his Guru Maharaj. But this is what the grihastra has to learn. You have to recognize, what does Krishna want me to do? And am I willing to do it? So as we cultivate this mood of awe and reverence and service, the humility, you see, the respect for everyone. Everyone, even the people you don't like, you have to make your mind realize, no, there's no reason not to like them. Even though I may think they're an enemy, they're against me. You see, as you practice this mood and serve, and you get purified, then that love of Krishna will begin to manifest. Otherwise, it's covered with lust, anger, and greed. You can only conquer lust, anger, and greed with Trinadapi, Sunichinatrodhapi, Ishuna. That'll conquer that. Why? It means in the end, that's based on being a servant. Servant means I'm not the enjoyer. I'm there to make others happy. I'm there to make Krishna happy. Okay, Krishna's not talking to me. Then serve parampara. I take on some family. I'm the servant of my family. They're not there just for my pleasure. And in the mood of a servant, at minimum, you become peaceful. And as you get purified, you become blissful. If you stay griha, there's no hope. And all these pastimes show that. There's no hope. But somehow another Maya goes, no, 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 you're different. You just do this, you do this. Don't listen to that. I'm telling you, just try it. Come on, come on, come on. As you mature, you realize there's no hope, right? All the old people know that, don't we? They don't care. No, that's it. You know? So then we become vanapras at one point, which is one of the stages you should come to, where I just want to hear and chant. I'm tired of all this managing, all these things I have to do all the time. I just want to hear and chant, especially when you're working. Like at one point, I'm working. My wife, we're fortunate enough she didn't have to work. Her health wasn't so good, so really she didn't need to, but she could have. But we just lived on what I made, which is enough. And she would go to the temple and do service. I become so jealous. It's not fair. You know, I have to, especially after the children got older. I said, why don't you get a job and I go to the temple for a while? No, nothing going to happen. You keep doing it. I mean, I start to praying to Krishna. If you make an arrangement where I don't have to go to these stupid carāmi job anymore, I will accept it. And then I realize, what does that mean? You have to give up all of the material things you have to do that. I go, okay, I'll accept that if you make that arrangement. And he made that arrangement. I talked to the wife and she agreed. Okay, let's give it all up, move back in the temple. And vanapras. So like this vanapras, he's talking of going into the woods. The purpose of the vanapras is because at that point, he just wants to hear and chant. And he says, in the association of devotees is better, isn't it? Like we're here at this festival. Isn't it nice? Nice prikaram kirtan, so many activities, we made that. So many people, it's too crowded. Still is very nice, isn't it? Better than being by yourself, chanting Hare Krishna. Haridas Thakur, he could do that. But for us, you say, if you get into association, and especially you have the advanced devotees here, their ecstasies will mix with the kirtan. That's why it's so nice. You know, it's like you can take one little stick and make a fire, but if you make a big bundle of them, you feel it, right? You can feel the heat. So we should take those opportunities like that to be in association of devotees, you know. And if you're working outside, you want to get that vanapras. But even as you're working, even to really make your work, how is it your work becomes Krishna conscious? You use the money in Krishna service. You don't have to give all of it. I mean, you can live a certain comfortable lifestyle if you have to, because that's nice. It'll let the other people see, oh, this person, he's got a nice house, nice, and he's a devotee. Okay, I thought devotee mean he just go to Vrindavan and live on the street. No. You can set the example. But we don't over-endeavor for these things, that I'm so busy, I can't chant my japa. I don't get to, give anything to the temple because I borrow so much money to buy all these things. Now I have to work so much to pay off the debt. No, you have to realize you are a yogi. You're not a gṛha maidi. You see? Even when you're working, you're a yogi. You're such a consciousness, Krishna conscious. I'm working to maintain my family, raise my children in a Krishna conscious environment. I use the money for helping ISKCON spread Krishna consciousness. If I can, I preach, or I go do deity worship, you see. Like Prabhupada, same way. Eventually, Krishna took his gṛha away. He said he was horrified. Bhaktisiddhanta was coming to him in a dream. Oh, take sannyas. I don't want to. It took a while for him to see, oh, this is the service. I have to do it. If Prabhupada came to America as a millionaire, imagine that. Fly first class, open up temples because he has money. What would we think? I have to do the same thing. That's how you be a devotee. I have to be a millionaire. Otherwise, I can't be a devotee and preach. So he put him in a situation where his body is old. He's got nothing but rubber shoes and some books. And look what he accomplished in such a short amount of time. Even the carāmis recognize that. There was an article in Time magazine. It stated, life does not end at 70. And they said, 10 people who had great success who began at 70. And one of those was Prabhupada, they mentioned. Materially speaking, they're extraordinary, you know? So it's yukta vairagya. You have to recognizing what Krishna wants me to do. And how do you know? You have to consult Guru, Shastra, Sadhu. And in the end, you have to take the risk. And then you learn from it, try again, you keep trying. We just sincerely try to please Krishna and serve as we can. And some grihastas are fortunate to have nice service in the temple, like our, see, I've got brain dead over here. What's our temple president's name now? Old age is kicking in on me. Help me out. I lost it just like that. Anyway, he's been president. How long has he been president of Vrindavan now? 15 years? 20? A long time. Not easy. New Vrindavan used to have a new president every year or every 3 months. If you look at the history of it. And he came, somehow or another, stayed. Grihastra. Same headache, but it's temple headache, right? So he should stay like that. We don't want him to take Vanaprasanya. So appreciate how nice he takes care of the devotees, especially the Prabhupada disciples. You know, we come and we don't have any worry. Nice prasadam. You know, I was sick for a while. I just called Prabhu. I said, Prabhu, I'm sick. I need some help. Devotees came immediately to help, you know. So it's greatly appreciative of, especially we're older now, so it's harder, you know. And just to remind everyone again, I think you only got another 10 years, maybe 20 years. I say 10, because most of us, the youngest of us, Prabhupada disciples, are about 70. Most of them are close to 80. So another 10 years or more. There ain't going to be any more around. So while you're here, you know, don't be shy. You can ask questions. Anything you have, you know. Why did you serve like that? How could you survive so long like this way? Ask them. Get a chance to render a little service if you can. Because when it's gone, that's it. Then you all have to continue this. You see, keeping Prabhupada at the center, setting the example, expanding this movement every town and village. So we'll stop here. Are there any questions or comments? I can't hear anything that's being said.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, you talked in the beginning of your lecture about the glories of Krishna Balaram, Lord Chaitanya. There's an amazing story that we should hear. It was when Prabhupada installed Gonitai, Krishna Balaram, and Radhesham. So Jayadvaita Maharaj, he wrote, the next day I was on a morning walk with Prabhupada on Chatika Road, which was at that time a really dusty road through largely uninhabited, undeveloped region of Vrindavan with woods and fields. Prabhupada was very pleased. He had worked so hard to establish now the temple, install the deities, and now it had come off. Prabhupada recalled how he had pushed the devotees so hard, he said, I was practically speaking whipping you. Then he said, and now it comes. He said, Krishna, Gonitai and Krishna Balaram are not different. There's no difference between Krishna Balaram and Gonitai. So, if you ever have any difficulty in your spiritual life, you can go before Gonitai and Krishna Balaram and say, my dear sir, this is my problem. And he said, and they will do the needful.
Haribol.
And they will do the needful.
Very
so,
nice.
When we sit here in class, and generally, you see people coming in from the side door. Most people don't even look at Gauri-Chaya. Like Narottam Das Thakur was lamenting, who is this Krishna Chaitanya? What can he do for me? They go straight to Radhesham.
Yeah.
Now, Jananivas told us in one lecture, he said, Radha Madhava, they're telling you, why are you asking me for this and that and that and that? I have come for it to you in the form of Gauri-Chaya. I came for you in the form of Lord Nishingadev. Why you bother me? I'm involved in my personal transcendental pastimes. So we get it, most people get it completely wrong. If we want to get the mercy, we have to go to Lord Chaitanya. Rupa Goswami, he wrote a famous prayer, Namo Mavaranyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya. O most magnificent incarnation, you're Krishna himself appearing as Sri Krishna Chaitanya. You have assumed the golden color of Radharani and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisance. So that's the address. We have to understand. Hare Krishna movement means we have to understand that very clearly. That the mercy is coming from Gauri-Chaya, from Krishna Balaram. That's what Prabhupada installed. We are completely wrong. One lady, scantily dressed, I asked her, he stood in front of Radhesham, he said, Mataji, what are you praying for? I want to become a gopi. She was not even properly dressed, she was 100% not initiated. I want to become a gopi. This is scandalous. Complete misunderstanding. Hare Krishna.
Haribo, thank you for sharing.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, thank you for the wonderful class. You spoke about praying, and that's not something that we get trained in,
No.
formally. It's not a skill that we talk about. Maybe you could share some thoughts around that.
I'm not good at it either. I remember as a householder, early days, I'm working, and I go in front of the deities with my problem. If you can help me with this way, I'll be able to do more service. The thing got worse. So I stopped asking for things. They treat me different. Usually if you pray for other devotees, now Krishna hears those prayers. You're praying for yourself. So with Prabhupada, he stressed, padam vijayate Sri Krishna sankirtanam. We concentrate on those things. There's so many things you can do. It seems like it's overwhelming, isn't it? The 9 processes of devotional service. So I don't know, lately I've been getting into that praying mood. That's why I kind of mentioned that, but I never heard Prabhupada, like Prabhu just mentioned, how to approach the deities and pray with your problems and things. So that's probably not in the beginning of our devotional service. I think it's something if someone's in, some people feel like that, There's some people, they naturally like to approach superiors in that way. So I'm not that humble, so that's why I can't pray, I guess. I don't know. I can do it, and I don't need any help, I'm okay. Super Solo's there, he knows what's going on, right? Even Prabhupada, you see his prayers, isn't it? He's arriving in America, he's like, I don't know, what am I going to do? Look at these people, they think they're happy. And look how I'm dressed, so how am I going to get them to listen to me? But I have great faith in the holy name in you. So I think by practicing them, you get probably understand yourself better. That's the point. Take it from that way. It's not so much of a way to approach the deities, but it's a reflection on ourselves too. So that's the best I can tell you on that. Anything else? Hi, all glory Shri Guru Shri Gauranga Haribo.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.